Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another pre-market watch list with your host, Connor. And Epstein didn't kill himself. Alrighty. Today is going to be an interesting day. We got a lot of random earnings reports we're going to talk about, and then we'll kind of touch on some of the big names, obviously. Maybe like AMD, Tesla. So we always touch on the big names, but we got a couple earnings reports here that I think are, interesting to keep an eye on. I always like to keep an eye on these random earnings report plays because every once in a while there's going to be kind of a low radar good trader on that list. So anyways, you get the point. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, so let's get into it. I'm gonna run down a list of these like couple earnings reports first, and then we'll get into answering some questions. So this is gonna be pretty quick, just because there's a lot of them. We don't have obviously too much time, so we're gonna kind of speed through some of these real fast. Good morning. All right, so first one here, TWOU. All right, just going to run you guys into this one. It's an earnings report. So far, the volume on it isn't really significant, not that great. But this could be kind of an under-the-radar mover. Based on the way the chart is set up in a decent formation. We have a big gap fill, so this thing's been beaten down. Good earnings report coming off a curl into a gap fill. This has the potential to have a strong push, so we're going to follow this one today. Long bias, okay? Next one on the list, I'm just going to point out a few of these. You'll kind of know which ones I'll pay attention to most just by the way I talk about them. Goose is another one that we're going to follow. Initially long bias, but the setup here isn't all the greatest because it's in a big channel, so it's not really breaking out, but it does have some potential. So we might follow Goose today, but we'll see. This is just kind of like on the back burner right now, GOOS. YY is also on the back burner. So this is it's trading a little bit different than what it was earlier, but it's kind of like a bull flag right now. Again, light volume, but it is an earnings report. This is one where it has broken out, so we see more of an upside potential move on YY today than we would potentially see on Goose. So TWOU and YY are on a stronger watch than Goose is for now. So far this chart all looks pretty bullish. We just came out of like a nice flag, broke out over the 63, 64 mark. So kind of like the way YY is looking. Again, doesn't have a whole lot of volume pre-market, but if market opens, that picks up, this could have a decent move, and we'll keep an eye on it until we shouldn't. All right. Keep moving along here. CSIQ is a cheaper stock, about $15. This had an earnings report. It got pushed down really hard, then bounced all the way back up. Right now, I would actually probably remain long bias on the stock for now. I know it's odd. I'm not liking the way it looks more and more pre-market, so this is probably going to go to like the back burner, where the hell the stove's not even on. So again, probably don't even watch this one anymore. I mean, if you want to, sure, but I probably won't even watch this one anymore. Okay. Next one on the list is SDC. And then after we get through all of these, I'll start answering some questions. Excuse me. So SDC was another one that I was going to watch today. Initially, I liked it short, but you can see we're holding this $10 level really strong so far. So I don't know if we'll watch that one short anymore. It's kind of holding this $10 price too strong and starting to bounce back a little bit. So we'll see. Maybe that one we'll still watch. But I did like this one for a short play with initially a move down to 9. If we could get below this 10 mark, a move down to 9 I thought was possible. And so it'd give you about $1 range to short on a $10 stock. Seemed nice. So we'll see. Maybe that does pan out. Maybe not. Okay, on to the next. Just kind of moving through these pretty quick. Last one here I'll talk about is VIPS. This is sort of interesting. It's been fading down all morning, so I was initially going to watch this one for short play, kind of continuation down. And really the main reason is it had its earnings report, it pushed up, we were in this sort of bull flag setup, it broke out and then got hammered right back down. So this big red candle is really taking away from all the bullishness activity that it was occurring in this kind of 2-week setup. And now that that's not there anymore, I think we could see this kind of roll over and drop out pretty aggressively. So those are really all the main earnings plays that I'm watching so far today initially. Okay. And there might be more. Again, I've been working all morning, so I haven't gone through everything. Okay. Love the Epstein tag. Yes, sure. I've used it a couple times now, the whole Epstein thing, and it's funny is really we're kind of getting to the point, you can feel it. We're getting to the point where everyone is just kind of fed up with even seeing the Epstein memes, but it's like, which is true. I mean, at any point, there's always this meme that gets really popular. And then eventually everyone's like, all right, we've seen it a million times. We don't want to see it anymore. But, right, the importance that's truly behind the Epstein meme is like nothing you've ever seen before. Usually, whatever's behind driving a meme to viral popularity is usually some bullshit that you shouldn't even ever be paying attention to. Like the meme right now going around with the lady who's crying and then pointing at the cat. I don't even know where that comes from, but whatever it is probably so stupid and so not important that it should not be going around the internet as popular as it is. Whereas the Epstein meme is crazy. What's really behind that meme is like human sex trafficking, pedophilia, elites, presidents, like higher ups possibly being involved with human sex trafficking. I mean, that is massive importance to our everyday life. And that's why that meme should never die. And is just as much as you hate it or get sick of seeing it, you should just understand the importance behind it and live with it and keep sharing it, right? All right, good stuff. You missed the nice penny stock chasing large caps. I would say probably not, because I hardly chase stocks at all. So I don't really chase stocks in the first place. So I would say it's hard for me to miss a penny stock from chasing a large cap. But I will agree with you that I have missed penny stocks by trading large caps. Absolutely. Any thoughts on TLRY? TLRY, I would probably just stay bearish on for now. Boring Morn. How is it going, man? Tesla hype is real. If Tesla breaks forward, will you buy the Model 3? Will I buy the Model 3? Personally, I actually kind of like their new truck, or the way the truck looks. I actually kind of like Tesla cars in general. But yeah, I mean, just because the stock breaks 400, I wouldn't go buy a car. No, unless they want to give me like a deal on it. But yeah, Tesla is a one to watch today, and it's kind of doing what we said it would probably do, except the move kind of happened after hours and in pre-market, so you don't really get to capture unless you're swing trading. But we kind of said, remember that day where it pushed up here, and we're like, all right, well, it's kind of ho-humming along. Maybe it's the following days it's really going to pick up. So it is breaking out today. I would watch it long bias initially in the morning, but the moves are really already started happening. So I'd watch it long bias today. But do be cautious because it's already moved quite a bit. And just because it's extended doesn't mean it's going to come down. But there's a lot of hype going into the stock right now. And it's not like you're buying the breakout where the move just started. The move's already happened. It's already happening, right? The breakout move, you're seeing this nice move. That move started yesterday at 349. It's at 356 right now. So we're already $7 per share to the upside in this leg and in this move that's happening. It's not like you're at the start, you're in the middle, or you're at the end, or you could still be in the beginning, right? Because the move is already started, okay? It's like jumping into a race, right? You see people running a marathon, right? But you don't even know it's a marathon, right? You're kind of just walking down the sidewalk and you see people running a marathon on some random street. It's not the start line and it's not the finish. So you don't really actually know where you'd be getting in line in that race if you decide to walk from the sidewalk into the street and start running and join the race. You have no clue where you're actually joining with how much distance you have to go because you didn't start at the finish or start at the start line and you can't see the finish line. So really, you're just kind of jumping into the middle of a move, and that's what would be the case here with Tesla. So you have to be cautious and time your entries right. But yeah, I like Tesla for more of a bullish look today for sure. Thoughts on Alta breakout? Well, let's see. Yeah, I don't really see an Alta breakout there. It's not in a formation that should break out, so no, I'd pass on that for now. Annie, your comment's being hidden for some reason, probably because of the dollar signs. Don't know why, but let's see. I hate when it does that. That's a fact. DDOG earnings. Yeah, someone asked me about that earlier. I'll take a look at it real quick. I know I looked at it a while ago. $38. Yeah, I don't know why. I thought I looked at this. Maybe not. So far, I like the way the chart looks on like the intraday formation. So this is a recent IPO. Datadogs, they're probably going to do a day. I'd watch it long bias. Yeah, so far to start. Is that the opening? That's a question. Is that the opening price is 31 here? 31.40. Yeah, I'd watch it long bias. That's pretty much straightforward. Yeah, I'd keep an eye on it, watch it long bias. Do note that with where it's currently trading price wise, you are getting up to the IPO pricing of the initial IPO on the date that it debuted on the open public markets, which is about 41 to 41.50, and that should be somewhat of a resistance. So I'd keep it on watch for it long, maybe up into the 40s, low 40s. Just because the IPO lockup expires today doesn't necessarily mean short. I mean, I think the IPO lockup date happened on BYND and the stock initially squeezed that day. I could be wrong, but I think that did happen. But just because shares, the IPO share lockup expiration date arrives doesn't mean the stock's going to tank by any means. TWOU, we did cover TWOU. New auto part tariffs news due today. I heard, I haven't heard anything about auto parts news and tariffs myself, so I wouldn't be caught up on that. X will go up. So we were long X yesterday, made some money on it. Later in the day, it obviously kind of came down. So I was in a trade yesterday on it, no longer in a trade because it kind of lost that short-term bullishness and came back down below the 13 level. So it's kind of pressing away from that breakout, which I didn't like. I'd say it's still uptrending for now, but it lost its short-term bullishness that I liked. So now I'm just on standby with X as it's pulling back a bit. Josh, are you chatting during, are you talking about in the actual chat room or into Zoom? If it's into Zoom, a lot of times what I do is I just I don't delete the comments. It's called dismiss. I'll dismiss the comments just because it clutters up that chat for me. So it makes it hard to read new incoming questions. So what I'll try and do is respond to it in voice rather than typing out. And so that's probably what's going on. Roku, we'll touch on Roku, SWKS. Yeah, we'll take a look at SWKS here. Give me a second. So SWKS 105 earnings coming down. I'd probably remain short bias on this one for now. So far, the chart definitely doesn't look bullish by any means. I remain short bias on it, probably a short below the pre-market lows or a break of the trend line, kind of like that, where it's coming down. Yeah, so I'd watch to see which direction it picks out of this kind of downward wedge. And if I would be short, it'd have to be below pre-market lows. Doesn't have a whole lot of volume right now, but it'll probably pick up a little bit when the market opens on volume. Yeah, Mr. Valentine, or Miss, depending on, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I guess you can classify as anything these days. So, person Valentine. When it comes to a CFD broker, there has been lots of issues with CFD brokers and regulation. So basically, put it this way: there are CFD brokers out there that are legit and do play by the rules, and there are, of course, going to be some brokers out there. I don't know of them right now, but there have been many brokers in the past that have been shut down for shady practices like what you're talking about, where a CFD broker will take the opposite side of your trade, knowing that if you're a losing trader, more oftentimes that you'll lose, they'll take the opposite side of your trade, knowing that you're probably going to lose and they're going to result in a win. So you could have CFD brokers trading the opposite sides of your trades, knowing that you're not a good trader. And then you do have CFD brokers that, in your question relating to being a good trader, if you're winning all the time, you could run into a scenario where your CFD broker is going to try and jack you up on fills and try and pull some shady shit regarding fills or prices that you paid for different stocks and things like that. Because when you win, the broker in theory loses. So the more often that a trader loses is actually better for the CFD broker, since they're the ones that are issuing the actual contracts that you guys would be trading, since you're not trading equities. So yes, you can run into situations where CFD brokers are, not really playing by the rules. But then again, if they want to stay in business and stay afloat, they're going to play by the rules. So you have CFD brokers that have been around for a long time over in like Europe and Australia and the UK that are legit. And then you've had some you could read up on that are not legit, where they do run into some issues. But yeah, it's just kind of like picking through the dirt, trying to find out which ones are good. But yeah, to answer your question, it can happen. But if you pick a legit company, that probably isn't going to happen. Most of the stocks we're looking at are earnings is from yesterday, correct. I don't have a video regarding ATR and trailing stop, but I was actually thinking this morning that I'm going to do a new video regarding average true range. So that'll be coming out probably today or tomorrow. Okay. Tesla, Giga, Berlin info. Yes, Tesla has decided that they are going to open up either the new Gigafactory or the Gigafactory that they already planned to build and open. They were initially going to do it in the UK, and now they're going to be opening it up in Germany. Elon Musk has touched that it's because of the whole Brexit situation that they're going to be going to Germany. Who really knows? Could just be a rumor, but yes, they do plan on moving their Gigafactory to Germany rather than the UK for now. Yeah, so let's touch on APDN because I know a lot of people are probably asking questions about that. Let's look at it first. APDN. I will say more likely than not, you're not going to want to be trading this today. You probably don't. It could have a long move, possibly. Could. I wouldn't bank on it. I would probably just not even trade it, or if you're going to be trading it, be short bias on it. For most of you guys, you won't be able to be short bias on it because a lot of you probably use Thinkorswim, which means there's no shares to short. So unless you're using an interactive broker like Lightspeed, Trade Zero, interactive broker, you probably don't have shares of short, which means you probably don't even want to focus on it anyways for the day. So with APDN, the hype is probably gone. It was probably, to me, it looks like it was just a one-day pump stock, hype stock, supernova. And today it's just going to be falling into a short realm. So you're probably not going to want to trade it. And then I can also say, if you're thinking, well, we might have a good dip buy, yes, there is potential for a dip buy, but more oftentimes than not, on the bearish day of the supernova stocks, the dip buys really aren't that good, and they're usually more stressful and harder to trade than they are good. So it's usually best just to stay away. So for now, I would just stay away from the stock on the day. Not worth it. Yesterday was a good day on it. We called it, so it started moving in the morning. By the time I started paying attention to it, we were in like this setup, or we were right here. We were at like 1176. It started hitting my scanner at like this time. When it was like $7, it started hitting the scanner. I just didn't pay attention to it when it hit the scanner. I just kept trading what I was trading. By the time I noticed it, it was at about 10:30. And we're like, well, it's already moved. It's too late to be buying into this move. We should just wait for a setup later in the day. And then that's when I actually went onto Facebook in our group and mentioned everyone to watch APDN all day because it's probably going to be a supernova. And then we ended up bouncing all the way from like 9 up to 18. So anyways, didn't like the way this set up. I was looking to trade this move with heavy size, but I didn't like the setup. So I ended up never trading it with monster size. Our paid room, our paid streaming service starts at, we start at 8 in the morning, pretty much every single morning. And then we go to about 10:30 to 11, maybe past 11, depends on the trading day. If it's a slow day and nothing's really moving, we'll probably be done by 10:30. All right, if it's a busy day and things are actually moving and trading's going good, we'll probably be there till 11. If the market's really crazy and shit's popping off like nuts, then we'll probably be there past 11. So it's usually about 3-4 hours every day. Didn't touch on NVIDIA. Did they have earnings? I actually don't. Was that going to be later today or is it the morning? Yeah, so NVIDIA should have earnings like later today. So I'm just kind of on standby until NVIDIA has their earnings report. Yeah, Valentine, looking to interactive brokers or trade zero. They usually allow accounts for people outside of the United States. And so I think you can still trade equities, but it's depending on the broker you choose. Mike, we're going to be following, we will definitely be following Tesla. Absolutely. Do I think the move's over? No, I think we're going to see more upside movement. It just might not be the most fluent or easiest trader because it's already broken out. So we're not at the starting point of the move for Tesla right now in the day. Our actual course online, our actual kind of archived trading course is 149. We do sales all the time. So it's generally one of the most affordable online courses you're going to find when it comes to trading. Everything else, you're usually going to be like $300, $400 and up, all the way to like $4,000, which is just ridiculous. So super affordable, or at least fairly priced in our opinion. So yep. Disney and Facebook. Haven't seen Facebook in a couple days. That could be interesting. I see. Yes. Yeah, Facebook's a little awkward right now. I could see Facebook being a little bit of a long play today. I don't really see it up and over 197.40. Again, it's probably going to trade in a range it's going to trade this high-low range from 200 to like 190 until it channels up for a breakout or a breakdown. So really just expect kind of back and forth range trading on Facebook from high to low from like 200 to 180 right now. Real quick, we will be watching Roku is on watch for a short today. Also, TWLO is on watch for a short today. Tesla would be on watch for a long trade today. And then it's all the earnings plays. All right, guys. So that's all I have for you today. I appreciate you guys tuning in here as always. So everybody take care. Have a great rest of your day. And I will see you guys. See you guys all tomorrow morning for another stream. Everybody take care. Have a great day.